Okay. Up next is Amanda Hirsch. Amanda submitted to the call for submissions for this reading, and her story couldn't be more perfect for the vague idea of what I wanted to do tonight. So I'm really glad she said yes. Her bio is Amanda Hirsch is a writer and improv actress. She is the author of Feeling My Way, Finding Motherhood Without Losing Myself, a book inspired by the blog posts she wrote during pregnancy and her daughter's first year of life. Speaking of blogs, Amanda has one called Having It Alt, where she chronicles her efforts to live authentically. About once a month, she and her husband hire a babysitter and perform a two-person improv show called Till Death, a comedy show about marriage. In conclusion, Amanda's vices include overindulging in dark chocolate and avoiding meditation. Amy Poehler is her spirit animal. Please welcome Amanda.
Hi, everyone. I didn't realize how much higher than you. I feel like I'm like towering over you. I'm 5'2", so I'm not used to that sensation. So these are a couple of curated excerpts from my book that Lynn mentioned. Anticipating Motherhood, written on March 3rd, 2012, when I was 7 months pregnant. I'm not afraid of being a parent. I'm afraid of being a douchebag. It's true. I'm ready to be a mother. In fact, at week 31 of this pregnancy, I feel I already am a mother. I talk to her, the baby, let's call her the Hirschling. I feel her moving inside me. She's there, she exists, and by virtue of that, I exist as a mother. To be clear, I realize there's so much more to motherhood that I have yet to discover, but I feel that I've assumed the role, even if it's one I will continue to discover new facets of, essentially for the rest of my life. Motherhood doesn't scare me. I am ready to hold her, to care for her, to love her. I already love her. While I know I'm in for a slew of feelings I couldn't possibly anticipate, I also know deep in my bones that motherhood is a role that will come naturally to me. It feels like part of my identity that's been dormant, waiting, grayed out, ready for me to turn on. Lately, it feels like that switch has been flicked. What scares me, terrifies me really, is what motherhood will do to the rest of my life. I don't want mommy to overwhelm the rest of my identity. While I expect to love my daughter in profound and indescribable ways, and in some ways I already do, I don't want to become that person whose entire internal and external life is focused 1000% on my child. I want having a child to be an additive experience, to expand our lives, not narrow them. One of improv's fundamental building blocks is the concept of yes and. To build a scene with someone, you need to agree with the information your partner establishes. For example, we're on the moon. Then you need to expand it. We're on the moon, and you're Richard Nixon, and I'm Cher. It can be tempting to disagree. No, we're on Jupiter. But it rarely makes the scene better. To be clear, characters can disagree. I love life on the moon. I miss Earth. But the actors should establish the reality of the scene as quickly as possible, and that requires agreement. And for anything to happen in the scene, they need to go beyond simple agreement and add new information. Hence, yes, and. Why do I bother explaining this? Well, improv is the lens through which Jordan and I see so much of life. And last weekend, when I was sharing my fears, Jordan reassured me, Amanda, this baby, she is the and to our yes. She is expanding our scene. I read somewhere that once you have a child, there are 3 key relationships to nurture: husband and wife, mother and child, and father and child. That makes a lot of sense to me. I'd add our relationships with ourselves, give me alone time or give me death. I'd also add our relationship as a threesome, well, foursome if you count our dog Cosmo, which of course you should. So where does the fear come in? I guess I'm mostly afraid of imbalance, of inattention to any one of those relationships. I'm lucky that so many of my friends have already had kids and I can learn from their experiences, but this is our own path to carve, and it's intimidating. As excited as I am to have her join us, I'm just terrified, and I can't help it, about how her arrival will throw things out of whack. Parenthood is about letting go. I've seen my friends learn that lesson, and I believe it to be true. So I know the task ahead of me is to let go of fears, let go of expectations, and just experience this journey as it unfolds. Unfortunately, patience is not my strong suit, and my hormones are out of whack. Pregnancy does that to you, in case you hadn't heard. And so here I sit, excited, maternal feeling, terrified, and hopeful hopeful about a vision that I have where Jordan is making music and I'm writing, and our home is filled with friends and family and laughter, and with our little baby girl. Hopeful about our journey to help her discover this world and who she is within it, and to live creative and fulfilling lives along the way. Wish us luck. This next selection is called Droplet, and I wrote it on June 22nd, 2012, as the mother to a 1-month-old. People have been asking me to start blogging again, and I'm flattered, but what do you blog about after giving birth? The way my skin stretched in ways I never thought it could, and out she came? Sorry if that grosses you out. The way my heart has stretched in ways I never thought it could, doing flip-flops and bungee jumps, stretching wide, wider. The way I feel like Bessie the cow, pumping milk from my teats in between breastfeeding sessions. The way I can't believe I'm a parent, posting baby pictures to Facebook, reading books about developing your child's sleep habits. Oh my God, this is so weird. Learning how to work a stroller, a swing, a bouncy seat, and learning how to incorporate these objects into my home, how to incorporate her things into my home. I have this picture of myself. Actually, it's more of an impression. I'm thriving professionally, I'm in great physical shape, and we have a happy family life. I know we'll get there, but for now, it's like I'm in a vortex, an other world, another dimension, and the glass between this world and yours is mottled, like I'm looking up from underwater. But that makes it sound like I'm drowning, and instead I feel like I'm floating, suspended, like a tiny drop of water in the ocean, crystallizing a moment, capturing the sun. I'm learning to know her cries, her language. She's calling to me now, and off I go. And this last excerpt from the book is called Re-Inhabiting My Life, written July 15th, 2012, when I was mother to a 2-month-old. I want her. Right now, she's downstairs with Jordan, and I just want to hold her to my chest. I want everything to be the same. I want to have luxurious stretches of time alone with Jordan and alone with myself. I want to perform improv. I want to be a young-ish couple, unencumbered, out in the world. And yet, I want everything to be different. I have a baby, for God's sake. Shouldn't the heavens open? The early weeks were so much easier than this in-between, this straddling the old and the new, the familiar and the alien, as I inch towards re-inhabiting my life beyond having a baby. We've arranged for daycare starting in August when I return to work. Someone else will be spending more time with my baby daughter than I will. I know a big part of being a good mother is letting go, but this is too much, too soon. And yet, the alternative, me as full-time caregiver, is no good. First, I believe firmly that I need to feed the parts of myself other than mother, the artist in me, the part of me that engages with the world, not just with my daughter, in order to be the best mother to her possible. An isolated life of me and her would not yield the kind of relationship I want for us. Second, I honestly don't have the stamina for full-time childcare. Caring for her fills me up, sure, but it also drains me down intensely. These days, life is a special brew of serenity and insanity that leaves me feeling dumb and spent. Sure, I could rally to the role of full-time caregiver if I had to, but I don't think it would result in a thriving version of Amanda. And I want to thrive for both of our sakes. And so, I'm readying myself for a major rebalancing, one that makes caring for my baby part of my life rather than my entire life. And my heart is like taffy, pulled in opposing directions, sticky, stuck. Be with her more, reclaim your life, integrate her into your life. How do you do that? How do you integrate something so profound? How do you integrate a person you made who grew inside your body? This isn't like making room in your schedule for tap dancing lessons. It feels like I've been on vacation and I'm just coming back to a dusty old house that's been sitting dormant, and that house is life as I know it. My suitcases are in the hallway. There's so much to unpack. I pick up objects sitting around the rooms and remember them like a faraway dream. I yearn for them and reject them at the same time. All I know is that I want everything. I want more of her, more of Jordan, more art, more yoga, more space, more closeness, more professional life, more magical maternal moments, and sleep. I definitely want more sleep. I want it all. The thing is, I've always wanted it all. I've always been greedy with my desires, but never before have I felt this sensation inside of me of physically being pulled in opposite directions. Boiled down, it's simple. I want the impossible. I want to be with her all the time, and I want to be apart from her sometimes. Beep boop, does not compute. So, I'll unpack my suitcases. I'll wipe down the furniture lovingly till it's just like new, but with all the memories and history intact. I'll throw the windows open wide and let in some fresh air. And then I'll snuggle in the corner with my daughter, creating new memories, living a new life together. Thank you.